Hey Gold Digger, Kimberly Olson here. I'm so excited for this episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. For today's episodes, we're going to talk about how you can actually make money without launching, utilizing Evergreen webinars. I'm actually going to pull back the curtain and walk you through a real life one that we have. I'm going to give you the whole flow for it, the whole sequence, and I'm going to teach you how to get an ROI on it. So that way, any investment you make into this webinar, you're able to get it back tenfold. You're going to love this episode. So let's dive in. I'll see you inside. This is something that I think we all have seen, we've all been a part of, but so many people don't do this that it blows my mind. And I wanted to share with you our flow for it, the results that we get from it, and what it can do for you. We're just going to give you some ideas today. So I'd love to know in the comments if you're doing Evergreen webinars. I suspect you probably aren't. Or would you like to try it? Are you curious to know a little bit more about that? Let me know. So what an Evergreen webinar is, if you don't know, is where you record a webinar where the way that you do it is something that could be played over and over again at any time, and people feel like it's in real time. So you're not going to mention dates, you're not going to mention times, even if you have live viewers on. If you go ahead and maybe you do a live version of it, but you're going to use it as a recording later. So there's no real-time context. So that way, if you do it today and in 6 months somebody watches it, as long as the information is relevant, it will feel like you just did it. You're doing it right now. Also, with the power of software, we use EverWebinar, which is owned by Webinar Jam. There's all different kinds of software out there. The way that it's set up is the person who's participating in the webinar, they're registering for the webinar that's coming up. And when they do that, they're experiencing it in real time. So let me give you an example what this looks like. So we have a webinar. You can find it on our website. You can go to the Gold Digger Girl and you'll see it all over the place. It's how to build an empire from scratch on social. So when people put their name and email in, or they click through, it's going to say, here are the upcoming times of this webinar. Go ahead and register for one. So there's usually an evening time, a daytime. And so when they they choose the time, they're registering for that webinar time. At that time, they're going to get a notification via email. Hey, the webinar's starting. They'll get the replay after. So when they click it, it will be streaming as if it were right now. So it really gives it this real-time effect, which is awesome. Because what we found is that if people can put things off and they can watch them on a rainy day, I mean, think about the amount of content you have right now that is saved in email or even just mentally that you want to go through. I mean, I couldn't spend the rest of my life of all the books, the podcasts, and the trainings I've paid for and not paid for. Some are free. It would take me the rest of my life to get through all of it. And then there would be new things, right? So like having something coming up that there's that FOMO, fear of missing out. You've got that imposed deadline, right? With a certain times coming up that they can register for is going to increase the participants to actually follow through and watch the webinar, okay? So the way that you can make money without launching is that what we'd actually do is you can run traffic straight to this free webinar, or you can have a lead magnet in front of it and then it goes to the webinar offer. So we're actually doing that right now. We've done other things in the past. So we have a free book offer that people can grab. And after they grab it, the next page says, hey, if while you're waiting for that, go ahead and jump into this upcoming webinar. So we've actually hooked it to a free book offer. You could run traffic or just promote it out on social on your own without that. And you can just promote the free webinar. The free webinar is a lead magnet. It's a very good lead magnet because when you're doing webinar style, maybe you have some PowerPoint slides, you're offering valuable content. The time that they get with you is priceless. It's so much different from somebody to come in to a webinar because they've got pen and paper out and they're in that learning mode and they're starting to look to you as their coach, as a mentor, as a trainer, versus them watching, a reel and maybe you've got a free guide that they can download with some tips. Like it's different when it's you talking and teaching and they get to see you. Think about this right now. This is more powerful than you reading a quote from me on social media. It's just there, you can't replace video over a static post, in my opinion. So this is a very high value offer, freebie lead magnet, okay? So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna plan out your webinar, you're gonna record it as in real time, and then you're gonna use some kind of software that will allow you to put it out there as something people can register for, okay? And then when they register for it, they're gonna watch it or the replay, and in the webinar, you're gonna make an offer, okay? The key with this is you need to think it through. If you're gonna mention pricing or what's included, do have time bonuses and let them know if they jump on this offer within the next 48 hours, they get XYZ. And you wanna be thinking about longevity. If you have an offer in there that you plan on raising the price, very quickly, or you want that leeway, you're not gonna wanna put the price right on the webinar. You're gonna wanna give them a call to action to click a link. And with this Evergreen webinar software, you can set it up that a link will drop at a certain point in your presentation, which is really cool. So you're gonna teach, offer value, 80% of it, and then the last 20% is gonna be where you shift into selling. So it's going to expand upon what the webinar is. So ours that we just talked about, and I'd welcome you guys to go through it so you can see. If you go to our website, it's the best bet, thegolddiggergirl.com. Go there and you'll see it. It's in multiple places. I want you to go through the whole process so you can see. So in ours, the webinar is how to build your empire on social from scratch. When you get into it, you're gonna learn the 10 pillars that I implemented. And then I will make an offer to our membership club, which is called Scale on Social. Scale on Social is a membership club where people can go through, and there's 12 courses inside, and they unlock bonus content as they go through. They can cancel at any time, but it's exactly what I did to build my personal brand on social without an audience and without a following, and built a multi-million-dollar brand. So what happens is people watch the webinar and they're like, I want to know more. Oh my gosh, I love how she teaches. Like, I want to learn to do what she did. And then they jump into the membership club. So when I have students enrolling into this membership club, I didn't get on a call with them to get them in. Our sales team didn't get on a call to get them into this membership club. It's automated. It all happens. And so the thing is when you start to understand how to leverage your ad spend and compare it against your ROI, let's say you spend $1,000 and you get, let's just say if you have a decent lead magnet and you spend $1,000, you'll get about 200 leads. Okay, for us, we get even more than that. So you have 200 leads and let's say 10% convert. So if you have 200 leads and 20 of them buy your thing and your thing's $100, you just made $2,000. How amazing is that? You spent $1,000 and you made $2,000. But the thing is that you want to start thinking about, especially for those of you watching this, you're at this level, is that we want to think long-term. We are not in business to do business once. We're in business to take people through a funnel, take them through an ascension plan, have them come in and stay with us and go up and up and up and up, okay? And that's what you'll build over time. We have Scale on Social, and then we have our influencer program and some other things. We have 6-Figure Breakthrough Business Academy, Ignited Life Coaching, Accelerator, where they get the opportunity to work with me one-on-one, all the things, right? So we're not looking at it as that one-time sale. We're looking at it, this is the beginning of building a long-term relationship with these new clients and these new customers. So when you start to think long-term with it and putting a little ad spend behind it and then seeing the ROI, you just turn up the dial, okay? You turn it up, fine tune it, and you can optimize your landing pages. Like, there's all this stuff you can do. So if you wanna work smarter, not harder, and you like the idea of maybe launching a course or something like that, I definitely recommend building out an Evergreen webinar for it, because then you're always having sales coming in continually versus you launching once and then it being done, which kind of happens with real-time launches, right? This is gonna allow you to have consistent revenue coming in. And then again, you can kind of control that based on your ad spend, okay? So I'm gonna encourage all of you to take a look at this, rewatch this if you need to go through it again. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. And if this was helpful, please let me know. And if it was, if you enjoyed this training, please share this, because then other people can learn about Evergreen webinars, right? So take a picture of me, throw it in your stories, and tag me at the Gold Digger Girl. I'd love to give you a shout out for doing that. And depending on where you're watching this, let's follow my account, let's connect, subscribe, share, all the things. And I can't wait to see you next time. So implement this, let me know how it goes. And until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon.